and stuff like that, a bit of flirtation, and then suddenly, bam, tits in my face, and I was all like, yes, that was awesome. But if I just said, hey, tits.
Was that me? Was that me?
No.
Because I like to send unsolicited tit pics. I'm kidding. Well, we're good friends. You could see that shit. I don't care. I asked him, like, was that me?
No, it's okay. No, but it would be more like, if she said, hi, tits, I would have been like, that's a bit weird. Like, why would you do that? It's kind of random. Why would you, yeah.
But be honest.
Yeah.
Would you actually kind of like that though, and be like, or would you judge that? Like,
I would judge that. I'm going to be honest. I would judge that because I'll be like, okay, that was way too easy for me to get. Like, it was way too easy for me to get tit picked. Like, you just said hello and show me your tits. You're either after something or something dodgy's going on. Chicks just don't just be like, hey, here's my tits. Unless there's kind of banter or flirtation or something going on beforehand. So I would immediately be like hella suspicious that's either not hers or something dodgy's going on.
Or she's one of those like porn chicks. Because a lot of guys on Tinder talk about, because oh god, I'm going to get in trouble for this. I use Tinder for research mostly. I'm really going to get in trouble by anybody I've ever talked to on there. Mostly. Quote unquote. Mostly. A lot of them, it's funny when they start talking to you, some of them, I've had a couple guys ask me if I was real. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean if I'm real? And they're like, no, there's...
Yes,
you know what I mean?
I totally
we
get them in New Zealand now. We get the bots as well. And so, like, they start off and they're like, hi, and you're like, hey, and they're like, I want to have hot sex with you. Come find me on this one here, or come find me on Cheeky Finder and all this stuff. I'm like, oh, fuck off, not another one. I'd say maybe 1 in 10 matches would be a dodgy bot that's just randomly sending spam with some random person's photos.
Okay, but here's the weird thing. I don't start off a conversation like that, so why would someone ask me if I'm real or not? I'm not like, hi, wanna fuck? Oh, this segues into the next thing that guys should not do, actually. I don't know how many conversations have literally start off, and I save everything because I'm going to call these motherfuckers out. I won't use names. But I have had many of first conversations of very first words of, hey, what's up? Wanna fuck? and this goes along with the unsolicited dick pic in the sense of, what the F are you thinking? Like, do you think I'm going to be like, oh, hell yeah! Thank you for asking! I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it's exactly the same.
Come on, what are these...
Some girl sent me something and was like, hey, you want to fuck? I'd be like, oh, no, like, that's disgusting. You probably have so many diseases if you want to fuck me straight off like that. Like, okay, I'm an okay-looking dude, but I'm not like fucking Brad Pitt. If some girl wants to fuck me immediately, I'm like, you're a whore and you probably have STDs and I don't want my cock to rot and fall off. So I'm not going near you. Like, now, I totally get wrong. I've been on some dates with some chicks and we've had real chemistry and things have clicked and we've had sex on the first date. I'm totally fine with that. But fucking hi, wanna fuck? No, just don't do that. That's just...
That's creepy.
I think if the Tinder should set up a thing that if someone says hi, wanna fuck, or sends a dick pic, in like the first 10 minutes of any conversation, they're automatically deleted from the app. And
that'd be awesome.
And then we weed out the fuckers.
Okay, or what Tinder should have, I always thought just bypassing, because there's a lot of disillusioned people, and it's probably mostly women on Tinder, where they do believe that they could really find love on there. And a lot of them, I'm part of this Facebook group. I won't say the name of it because I'm not allowed to, because it's all women. And we give each other like advice on stuff. And I would say 90% of the women on that Facebook group are constantly complaining about the fact of the guys that they're running to on Tinder, and most of them just want to fuck, no one wants to date, yada yada. I think Tinder should have like, on your front page profile, there should be like marked boxes you could check off, and it literally is kind of like what you're looking for. And it literally just says sex, relationship, or not sure. And just cut out all the BS. I've also thought about writing I'm not going to say this because someone's going to take it away from me.
No, but you can't do that on Tinder. You can't do that on Tinder because what's going to happen is every single guy is going to select the sex one, every girl's going to select the relationship one, there's going to be very few people matching up, and then guys are just going to lie and say they're looking for a relationship but still look for sex, and it's going to ruin it anyway. And it's annoying because I know some good friends of mine who have long-term partners from Tinder. In fact, my last comedy show, a group in the front were engaged and they met on Tinder, and the comedians were all talking about it, and it was a big thing. So there are some people out there, but there's just a lot of retards who kind of ruin it for everyone. Which is a shame, because a lot of girls get really put off, and like they'll talk to you for a little bit and then just go randomly quiet, or don't reply to messages and stuff like that. And it's a shame, because there's a few of us on here who generally are looking for a relationship, myself included. I mean, don't get me wrong, if I have some great sex along the way, that's fine, but I ideally would like to meet someone and settle down. That would be the goal of it. And like everyone's super skeptical and thinks you're like some weirdy creepo before you even start, just because you're male and on Tinder, which is annoying.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And it's funny because I'll come across a guy, and one of the first things I ask him, I'm like, what are you looking for? And it always shocks me that when a guy says, I'm looking for a relationship, and I'm like, no, really? And they're like, no, I actually am, because it's, at least here in America, it's very, very few and far between. If I talk to 20 guys, 2 of them maybe might say that they're interested in dating or a relationship. So like I said, that's for me more of a research-based thing, obviously for the show, for psychology in general, and just to learn about men in general. It's funny because I get called out a lot on it, because I'll be asking guys questions and they'll figure out I have the show, and they're like, oh, is this for your show? And I'm like, no. What are you talking about? I'm just genuinely interested in you.
Line tut.
I'm so full of shit. I'm so full of shit half the time. But yeah, so those are the 2 big ones I think that put girls off when it comes to Tinder. And the other one is there's so many guys. This is the funny one. If I talk to somebody on there, I always like to ask them, like, first of all, I hate like messaging on Tinder, and I'd rather message like on Facebook. So I'll be like, hey, what's your Facebook? You know what I mean? So then I could get them on Facebook. Plus, 2, it promotes the show. And I've actually been called out on that. They're like, oh, you're trying to get me to listen to your show. And I'm like, no. What are you talking about? I'm genuinely interested in you. No. You know how many guys I'm going to get in so much trouble. How many guys I've actually just added or whatever, just so I can get them on my Facebook so they'll listen to the show? 90%.
You are a radio slut. Radio slut.
And that's exactly it is. That is, I do everything in the name for our show. I will take one for the team. If I have to do a gangbang to promote our show. If that means promoting our show, then fuck it. I'll take it. I'm just kidding.
Literally, fuck it. You are fucking it. You're taking it all.
Okay, so what happens, what I find funny is that guys are stupid. I'm sorry. I love you, but guys are stupid. I'll add their Facebook, and you clearly are in a relationship still. Like, their girlfriend's like, had a great night with my boyfriend. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing on Tinder, dude? Your Facebook, it's all over, that you're in a relationship. So guys, men, if you're going to use Tinder, at least be a little more smooth about it and get rid of the pictures of you and your girlfriend. Or don't let people add your Facebook. And it's funny, too. I've actually had guys that refuse to let me add their Facebook, and I'm 99% sure that that's the reason why, too, because they don't want to get caught.
Yeah. So. Also, girls, if you're on Tinder, don't just have 3 photos. Those 3 photos are you with 4 of your friends, and we cannot work out who the hell you are in the photos. Because you have the same 3 friends in each photo, same 4 friends in each photo, and I'm like, great. So it's 1 of 4 of you. 1 of you's hot, the other 3 are not, and I'm not going to take the risk and swipe yes because it's that one. Oh, and the stupid girls, they have 1 or 2 photos, and the 1 or 2 photos is like them from behind and then like a scenery shot. I'm like, why would you do that? I can't even see. I don't even know what you look like. Why would I swipe right on you? And the other thing is, if you have kids, put it down on there, because I'm going to start talking to you. Then you'll say, oh, actually, no, I've got 3 kids or I've got 2 kids. And I'll be like, oh, well, thanks for telling me. I'm not interested in getting someone involved with kids. Thank you for your time. Goodbye. Just put it down at the start. There's no harm in doing that. And the last thing I want to say is have more than 1 or 2 photos, because everyone can look freaking hot in 1, maybe 2 photos. Have 3 or 4 photos, and I'm kind of like, okay, that's what you really look like. Maybe I'll go there. But if you have 1 photo and it's fucking stunning, I'm like, You have one photo. I'm not trusting that. Too often have I met someone from Tinder and been like, "Wow, you look nothing like your photos," and your photos, you were like,
I hear that all the time.
you were like quite hot, and in real life, you are a swamp donkey. Get out of my life. And then I have to sit there and be super nice to them for like an hour and be like, chat. This is great. Nice to meet you. I need to go. Bye. Save us both the pain and the hassle. Just look like your photos. Please, that would be really great. I'm a shallow asshole, I know, but at least I'm honest.
No, you're fine. The funniest thing I actually saw on a guy's profile, it said in the profile, it said, if there's a picture of you and your friends, that means you're all fair game. And I'm like, that's a good point. And it's funny too. I noticed that I won't select somebody either if he's like in a bunch of group pictures, because I'm like, which one? I'm like, oh, he's hot, but that's probably not him, because I don't know. And then same thing. If a guy only has one picture, I'm like, that's a fake profile. It's probably just someone trying to like that stole someone's picture to probably check up on their girlfriend or something. Like, I'm always suspicious of one maybe two pictures.
Yeah, no, totally. One
I mean?
picture. Because one picture, like, there'll be like a modeling shot or something. And I'm like, of course you look fucking great in a modeling shot. Why would you? Oh, that's just retarded. I'm not going to trust that one at all. Ugh.
Let's talk about the interesting things that people take photographs in, because it's a big difference between how it is here in America and how it is in New Zealand. In America, we get the guys, 90% of the first photos that you'll see are with the guy's shirt off of, and you and I have had a discussion of this, because we'll talk about this in a minute, but I'm sorry, that was just a funny situation, hold on. Okay, 90% of guys will have, I'm remembering our like little discussion about your Tinder picture, but anyways, okay.
All right, yeah.
90% of 90% of guys will have the no shirt on, the buff, the hot picture as their first one, and then they'll have some other ones. If you're from the state of Virginia, you have a picture of a dead buck that you just killed, or some turkey. Why?
Okay, this is a classic thing in New Zealand. This is a big thing in New Zealand. Seriously, everyone has a photo of them with a fish they've caught, an animal they've just killed, a tiger, or their car, or their shirt off. Like, those are kind of like, those are the pictures they're going to have of, like, somewhere in Thailand they've got a photo of them with a tiger, or they've killed something, or there's a photo of their fancy car, or their shirt off. Like, and every girl I know immediately goes, no, fuck you, if you've got any one of those photos, I'm immediately not swiping. So many compliments have been like, oh, Dave, I really liked your profile, and you didn't have a photo with you with a dead animal, a tiger, your shirt off, or a car. That's really awesome. And I'm like, thank you. And so, I'm going to buy
What's the advice? Hold on.
I'm going to buy a stuffed tiger, and I'm going to get on the bonnet of a car, and I'm going to have a dead fish, and I'm going to have my shirt off, and get a hunting rifle, and set up this one, like, epic, ultimate Tinder picture, and put that as my profile on Tinder, because that would be amazing.
Okay, so I was trying to help you get laid by suggesting different pictures for your Tinder. And what's the one thing I did that you said absolutely does not work, obviously, in New Zealand?
Yeah.
What happened?
Because you wanted me to put a photo where I had my shirt off and I was quite buff and I was looking quite good. And
that was a hot picture.
And I put that photo up, nothing. Like, absolutely nothing. So then I changed it to, like, another one where I look pretty good, but I've got clothes on. Immediately, responses galore, and I was like, I'm not trusting anything you say, Rebecca, ever again.
Because I'm like, hey, if it works here in America, it's going to work in New Zealand. And you're like, no, I have a picture with me and a puppy, and that's what got me laid.
Yeah, me and a puppy, and I was holding it, and I've changed it now to one of my comedy shots where I've got, like, an MMA glove on at the stethoscope, and I'm kind of looking at the camera funny, like I'm kind of doing the whole, this is all my things in my life. And that one's quite successful too. But the shirt off one, whew, not successful at all, no.
Really?
New Zealand women are like, no, fuck
you. I thought it would be great, because I'm like, that is a hot picture of you. You could see how you're built. It's a good picture of you. Plus you were skydiving, because that's your thing when you went skydiving naked.
Yeah.
Which, if anybody knows anything about you, he went skydiving naked one time. There's pictures of it on his Facebook. So I thought, that's an epic picture. It shows your adventures. It shows you have a nice body. and you're cute. That is going to win. And you got nothing, right, from that?
Nothing, not a thing. I was like, well, New Zealand women are not interested in that. Have a photo with a